Wake up, rise and shine. It's a brand new day with Mona News. It's time to have your say. She's got the scoop, the stories, all the latest trends. Mo's got the news, let's hear it. My dear friends, from politics to showbiz, no story's too small. Mo covers it all. She's got the inside call, her voice so smooth, like honey in the summer sun. With Mo on the mic, you know the news is always fun. Mornings with Mo, the best newsy news in the world. With her style so classic and her stories unfurled, from morning till night, she's got us in the know. Turn on your radio, let Mo's newsy news flow.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for waiting around. My middle daughter, actually, her car, we need to clean off the battery doodads. So I had to run her to San Francisco of Indiana, um, which is, awesome because they have good challah bread. But, it's still, I had to go to the San Francisco of Indiana. So it's all good. But our first story, finally, the update that we have all been waiting for since this story, well, I guess, crawled out of the sewer. Hasidic Jewish students charged in New York City synagogue tunnel digging scoff at plea offer. Quote, I would rather go to prison. This story was probably the beginning, and when I realized 2024 was going to be the craziest year ever, because it was not even, week one into January, and we had young Hasidic men rising from the sewers in New York City, and I just building tunnels. And if that wasn't the best meme start of the year, I don't know what is. The Hasidic Jewish students who dug a secret tunnel under a Brooklyn synagogue said they would rather go to prison than face a ban from the historic temple, as they rebuffed plea deals from prosecutors Thursday. Nearly all of the 13 men charged over the infamous hideout, which went viral when it was discovered in January, scoffed at the offer from the Brooklyn District Attorney's Office that would see them barred from the historic Crown Heights Temple for 3 years. Quote, being banned from 770 Eastway Park for 3 years is worse than jail, was a quote from one of the defendants, Yaakov Rothschild, who told the Post in Hebrew through a translator, referring to the headquarters of the Chabad Lubavitch movement. Rothschild could face up to 7 years behind bars on felony charges of second-degree criminal mischief if he takes his chance on... Yeah, but are turtles kosher? I'm going to have to look that up. He's going to take his chances at trial. He and 12 of his co-defendants who face obstruction of justice charges could be headed to trial in January if they fail to come to an agreement with prosecutors. Rothschild's attorney, Jonathan Fink, called it the suggestion of a January 13th, 2025 trial is quote-unquote silly, noting the magnitude of the cases, which charges the renegades, including rabbinical students, of hiding inside a hole in the wall they damaged and refusing to get out despite police orders, according to court documents. Fink also shot down the deal on the table, saying it had, quote, no chance of being accepted during a hearing in Brooklyn Supreme Court on Thursday. I believe they're going to get to this. I don't know all of the answers, but from what I remember of the original story when it broke, these particular rabbinical students are firm believers in a passed away rabbi who I guess they believe is very, very sacred. And there was, I guess, a mikvah or a ritual bath that they used to use, or that rabbi particularly used to use, and they wanted to reopen it for some reason. That's what I got out of that. I am in no way an expert, so take that with like 900 pounds of salt. But that seems to be what happened. Not gonna lie, I have not too many clues as to why they did this. The agreement would have most of the defendants pleading down to fourth-degree criminal mischief, a misdemeanor, in exchange for no jail time. They would instead face a 3-year ban from the house of worship and either 20 days of community service or $5,000 in restitution. Assistant District Attorney Frank Lombardi argued that the ban was necessary, noting the defendants were caught posing with a sign that said "Expand 770," a reference to tunnel digging at the synagogue and at their arraignments in April. Quote, "It is our concern for that reason that they've shown that they're not going to stop doing that," Lombardi said. "When this case is over, they're going to do the same thing." And police officers had to go into the temple. They were hiding behind this little partition here. So they were up to a whole lot of criminal mischief, regardless of what their beliefs were in, fulfilling, expanding the synagogue or doing anything like that. They went about it completely the wrong way. Judge Adam Perlmutter acknowledged that both sides were at a stalemate and wondered if the terms of the restraining order sought by the prosecutor could be tailored to allow students access to the synagogue. But if any more tunnel digging occurs, the defendants would be charged with criminal contempt and face jail time, the judge warned. Quote, "If someone does so much as lift a toothpick toward demolishing cement or whatever in that facility, that individual could very well face a year on Rikers, a year of incarceration," Perlmutter said. Only one defendant, Mechanim Molokvando, who lives in Israel, is considering taking the prosecutor's deal, according to his attorney, Levi Hubner. And I am probably butchering these names. I attempt to do them correctly, but he appeared virtually to plead guilty, but there was a holdup on what type of community work he could do since the judge wants it to be quote unquote meaningful service done outside of religious organizations. When the judge reminded him he must remain away from the synagogue, he said he would not go back. Quote, "Your Honor, I just want you to know, since I am unable to go to the United States, there's no way for me to dig any tunnels." I mean, it's a good argument. Shabbat Lubavitch, referred to as 770, is considered one of the most sacred buildings in the Big Apple. Sources have said that the group of rebels used shovels to dig a secret excavation under the house of worship beginning during the pandemic because the higher-ups were slow to expand the synagogue's sanctuary. They first gained entry into a deserted Jewish men's ritual bath on Kingston Avenue, then busted through a 2x2 metal gate in the former bath's basement before digging their way under sanctuary space used by women next door to the synagogue. So in the Orthodox Jewish faith, men and women are typically separated, even in worship, but especially in these ritual baths, because there can be no barriers between contact of the water and your body. So that means no nail polish, nothing like that. And obviously, because modesty is fairly important, the men and the women are separated. So that would probably also be very taboo that they're even going close to the women's mikveh, as opposed to, every other criminal thing that they were doing. The wannabe miners also attempted to stop cement truck workers from filling in their excavation sites earlier this year in an effort to protect it when cops were called. Prosecutors said Thursday that the cement had since been filled. And we all remember this photo because this told me that 2024 was going to be a holy what in the bingo card is going on here. We totally knew. The melee outside the synagogue that broke out when the students allegedly refused police's orders to scram was caught on video and quickly went viral. The synagogue is a popular place for students to study the teachings of Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson, aka Rebbe, who called on expanding the building before his death in 1994. For Mitchell Blumfeld, another defendant in the case, the synagogue is the house of Rebbe and isn't just a regular temple. Quote, it's a very important place where we learn, pray, and connect with our leader. This is very meaningful for us, Blumenfeld said. This particular synagogue has a bigger meaning to us than going to another synagogue. All defendants are due back in court on November 14th. So hopefully, and Tammy, I am so glad that he was able to come back from a rehab facility, and I hope that he's going to do okay and, make that transition. I know it's strange, but every transition is hard, even if it's a good transition. You have, positive stress too. I can do this, I can do this. It can be a little overwhelming if you, come home and you have all these options. I am not always a fan of Taylor Swift, but I will say thank you, ma'am, and I doth my hat to you if I had one. Here, I'll tip my headband to you. Taylor Swift donates $5 million to Hurricane Milton and Helene victims. Let's see. Taylor Swift is supporting those facing a difficult situation. The Fortnite she sings in Fortnite? I thought, okay, whatever. Has made a $5 million donation to the charity Feeding America, a nationwide network of food banks, food pantries, and local meal programs to aid those in need due to Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton. The contribution will help communities rebuild and recover, the CEO of Feeding America, Claire Banu Fontaine, said in an Instagram statement on October 9th, providing essential food, clean waters, and supplies to people affected by these devastating storms. She added, together we can make a real impact in supporting families as they navigate the challenges ahead. Thank you, Taylor, for standing with us in the movement to end hunger and help communities in need. Music fans were equally in awe of Taylor's generosity, taking to the comments to praise her for her donation. And absolutely, I appreciate it. And I know that Dolly Parton has donated. And I'm sorry, Taylor, but Dolly Parton is still my queen. Okay. Well, her and Reba, they're my co-queens. But thank you so much. And what a good thing to do when you're in that position. Yeah, that is the depressing part, but she is trying to help, and I believe in, giving people their due, their flowers when they do a good thing, even if I don't particularly like their music. Maybe judges shouldn't do TikToks. Whoop my A. Judge who posted TikTok videos from chamber courthouse faces the music. Sir, do not do TikToks. A New Jersey Superior Court judge who posted dozens of TikTok videos, including some from his chambers and courthouse hallways, was suspended from the bench for 3 months by the Garden State's top court Monday. Judge Gary Wilcox, 59, appointed by then Governor Chris Christie to family court in 2011, was reassigned to the criminal division in 2016. Wilcox faced a formal complaint by the Advisory Committee on Judicial Conduct for posting 40 since-deleted videos, some of which contained profane language on public TikTok account between April 2021 and March 2023 under the pseudonym Sal Tortorella or Tortolella. Look, sir, do not do this. I can play around in a judge's thing because no one would give me the power to be a judge. And I'm a deeply unserious person. This is not for judges to do. Wilcox was accused of bringing disrepute to the judiciary with videos that contained violent, sexual, or misogynistic content, or that showed Wilcox around the courthouse. One video referenced in the complaint showed Wilcox partially dressed in judicial robes while lying on bed. Okay. Someone's trying to get a lady friend. possibly not in your robes. Those are inside photos. We do not, text that. Another allegation included a post of a video in which the judge appears in chambers flanked by two law books, lip syncing "All my life I've been waiting for someone to whoop my A." I mean business. You think you can run up on me, whip my A? Come on, come on. A third video showed Wilcox wearing a Beavis and Butthead t-shirt. Unfortunately, he was doing it while walking through the Bergen County Courthouse as explicit court-related lyrics from Get Down by Nas played in the background. The complaint referenced another problematic video in which Wilcox was sitting in a car wearing a freedom of speech shirt while lip-syncing "Go Ahead Baby, You Hitting Them Corners" to GD Fast. You've got to slow this MFer down, you understand? I also almost spilled my cognac on this $200 suit. Are these song lyrics? Really? Another video allegedly flashed screen text while Wilcox smiled at the camera while sexually explicit lyrics from Busta Rhymes' song "Touch It" could be heard. The complaint also noted that Wilcox thanked his fans with a post of 100 followers. Thank you. You got suspended for 100 followers. You are worse than the people that ate Tide Pods, sir, because you're old enough to know better, for the love of all that is Cheetos. I'm already imagining that in my brain, and it can't be a great thing. Although Wilcox initially asked that he not receive any formal discipline, the Supreme Court of New Jersey said in its order that the judge and the disciplinary panel consented to a stipulation of discipline in which it was agreed that Wilcox violated several canons of judicial ethics, specifically ordered Chief Justice Stuart Rabner. Wilcox violated the rules that require judges to, quote, observe high standards of conduct, avoid impropriety. He's like, check my videos out. What is going on here? People have lost their daggone minds. And conduct their extrajudicial activities in a manner that would not cast reasonable doubt on the judge's capability to act impartially as a judge, demean the judicial office, or interfere with the proper performance of judicial duties. Wilcox also agreed to a 3-month suspension from the bench without pay from October 8th, 2024 to January 8th, 2025. An attorney for Wilcox declined to comment to Law and Crime, but instead deferred them to the court. Yeah, I'm not sure what you can say to that. Like, look, I was just trying to meet the ladies and be cool. Hello, fellow young people. I, too, have something. Now, this, I can barely... Oh. Where is this? Okay, I can barely show you guys this, but this has to be the most offensive thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And not just as a recovering Catholic, but just, well, I can barely show this to you. Let me find, alrighty. So here is what I can only imagine is going to bring Final Form Jesus down, an opera featuring lesbian sex scenes, crucifixion, and bloody gore leaves 18 requiring medical treatment from a graphic 3-hour show. Sounds like a must-miss, theater. This show strikes a chord, a radical feminist opera. I mean, kind of already told you. Yeah, I hear radical feminist opera, and I'm like, well, that's something I won't enjoy, probably. But, Legally Blonde, the musical, I'm there. Where are my... All right, I will be writing down. Thank you so much, Photo Lady 12, for becoming a member of the Church of Mo. I have to find where past me put my ticket. Oh, I remember. All right, I have to show you guys this mug. It is super duper offensive, but I thought it was hilarious. I got it for Mr. Mo for his birthday, but he couldn't take it to work for, well, obvious reasons. Mr. Mo was like, I love the mug, but I can't take that to work. And I thought, well, you work with people that are dumb sometimes, and I just figured it would be nice to have nonverbal cues. He was like, you bought that mug for you. because you knew I couldn't have it. And I was like, I mean, let's not go splitting hairs about this thing, right? I got you something for your birthday. All right. So let's see. A and it's so this and its European tour caused people to need medical assistance. Sanctus Susanna tells the story of a suppressed nun's journey to discovery sexuality, featuring o- often shocking elements, including explicit lesbian scenes, real injuries, and nudity. The one act show lasts almost 3 hours and has no breaks, but plenty of sex acts, real and simulated blood, painful stunts, alongside graphic portrayals of violence and nudity. Well, I mean, because nothing sells like seeing real people bleed for reasons. Some of the shocking scenes include naked performers wearing clapper or appearing to be clappers in church bells, others scaling walls while only wearing harnesses, and a crucifix-shaped sword being thrust down an actress' throat. What in the fever dream is this particular show? What is this supposed to show? The performance continues to push people's boundaries, such as the moment when an actress portraying Jesus spanks a semi-naked nun, while other performers mimic the crucifixion while being doused in fake blood. Composed by Paul Hinsmith, the original 1920 premiere of Sanctus Susanna was canceled due to outrage over its content. You know, the past had some things right. I'm just saying. A belief that's still held by, well, everybody today. They say some, but I edited it to everybody. Now, more than 100 years later, the show is being performed in Stuttgart, Germany for the first time. The immersive production has received mixed responses from audience, with a report of 18 attendants requiring medical attention for stress and more on site, with 3 treated by a doctor for excessive nausea. Okay, let me see if there are pictures I can show you. These are naked people pretending to be. I, y'all, what the hell am I? What in the fever dream is that? Y'all. Also, if you're going to be radically feminist and all about, this, why don't you have a female actress of color playing Jesus? This seems offensive and breaking your own rules. What in the name of all that is Jesus, come down, final form Jesus, we demand the rapture now. That's it. I say we had a good chance. Cockroaches, when you take over after Jesus punishes all of us, do better. Do better. The show's team is not concerned. A representative from the opera told a news outlet, quote, "We recommend that all audience members once again carefully read the warning so they know what to expect." The latest production, reimagined by extreme performance artist Florentinza Hollenzer, aims to present a, quote, "radical vision of Holy Mass." Ma'am, I recommend you do not go out in thunderstorms, okay? This is just a tip from Mama Mo. You have done pissed off the Lord, okay? I would just recommend not going out in thunderstorms. Just this personal tip for you. Pushing the boundaries of a typical opera, the Stuttgart State Opera website says. Its staging in Central Europe has heightened its shock value, with the performance described as a, quote, "sensual, poetic, wild orgy of delight." Due to the opera's explicit content, viewers must be 18 years or older. The new adaptation features an all-female cast portraying nuns who progressively shed their habits to rollerblade in the nude. I just imagined all of my Catholic, nun teachers did roller derby. Not gonna lie. This just takes it to its logical conclusion, I guess. The show incorporates a blend of classical music with contemporary genres described as Bach meets metal and the Weather Girls meet Rachmaninoff. The Naked Nuns meet roller skates. I am Ma'am, whatever gummy you took to invent this, sacrilegious and absolutely offensive bullcrap, would you please send the recipe you used for me? Because holy God. At the center of the narrative is Susanna, a young nun who discovers her sexuality in a scandalous climax. She buffs Jesus on a crucifix. I can't, you guys, I can't. Look, I'm a recovering Catholic, like, I don't even but this is bothering me on a level to which I didn't think it would bother me because I'm so irreverent. But when you start, doing the horizontal tango with, our fake Lord and Savior, because this is a chick, on a crucifix, that's where I say, "No, that's enough. Enough, because I don't even understand this." 2024, I did not have this on my bingo card. Well played. So there you go. If you would like to be horrified, disgusted, and possibly scared to death and possibly lose your place in the rapture, you may go to this when it comes through town. I think it will just stay in New York, though. In absolutely garbage human being, again, we need Lord Chippy or Lord Chippy attendance, or actually, I think this one goes to Snake Island. I think it would be more upsetting for her to have to fend for herself. Social worker faked a rare brain disease or cancer, I'm sorry, to delay a trial over, quote, vindictive and spiteful false child abuse claims against an official who criticized her police chief girlfriend. Well, I mean, yikes. That is a 5 head. Ma'am, as a person who has a 5 head, I understand, but that is no excuse to be a deviant, terrible human being who just, goes after people's kids because they don't like your girlfriend. A Colorado woman who falsely accused a city council member of child abuse after she criticized her girlfriend has admitted to lying again, this time about a cancer diagnosis. As Long Crime previously reported, Nasita, who works as a social worker, was convicted in November for calling in a fake child abuse report against Aurora City Council member Danielle Jerniski after Jerniski criticized Nasita's girlfriend at the time, Aurora Police Chief Vanessa Wilson. Nasita called Arapahoe County Department of Human Services, alleging that Jerniski had been SAing her children. Never mind, I take back Snake Island. Lord Chippy operators, we're going to need a slow one. The accusation launched a year-long investigation into Jerniski, who was ultimately completely absolved of any suspicions. And here's what you don't get about these SA, accusations. Those children have to go through a medical, exam. They have to be asked intimate, private, very personal questions. There are certain things that need to go on so that they can clear this up. But she put this family into a year of hell. A year of hell. And everyone who doesn't know these things, but can look up on, you or Google, I was going to say YouTube, Google, this Jerniski woman's, record, it's going to be on there. It's going to say that it was unproven, but there are going to be some people in the community that will still think that this woman, this city council member, possibly did this to her children. She is going to still live under some sense of, suspicion now forever. This is gross. This is gross. You have power to save children and you use it because your girlfriend got insulted. You are a heifer. Let's see. Niceta was convicted of a felony count of attempting to influence a public servant and a misdemeanor count of filing a false CA report, and sentenced to 4 years in prison. Over the course of that case, however, Niceta continued to pile on the lies. In an apparent attempt to delay the trial, Niceta allegedly fabricated medical records to support a claim that she had a brain tumor. And as a person whose uncle passed away from an aggressive brain tumor, screw you, ma'am. Screw you. Let's see here. This led to a temporary determination in March that she was incompetent to stand trial. Niceta's oncologist, however, could not be found, according to a local Fox affiliate, KDVR, and Niceta was determined to have provided stock images discovered during a Google search for glioblastoma. What a gross human being. Niceta's lawyers withdrew from the case after realizing they submitted fake medical documents. On Tuesday, Niceta pled guilty to multiple counts of forgery, including attempting to influence a public servant, tampering with evidence, and criminal impersonation, the Arapahoe County District Attorney's Office announced. The prosecutor's office detailed the extent of Niceta's fake cancer scheme. Quote, the defense filed a report from a Dr. C. Marquez at New Mexico Oncology, who diagnosed Niceta with a glioblastoma, or a GBM, a rare form of brain cancer, the statement said. Further investigation revealed that no one was licensed to practice medicine in New Mexico with that name. A local doctor with Denver Health reviewed the alleged brain cancer diagnosis and verified the paperwork contained numerous typographical errors and improperly used various medical terminology. In addition to this discovery, the MRI scans provided contained pictures identical to those on the internet. Investigators also found that a Facebook page for New Mexico Oncology had been created last year, both with website's IP address and phone number for the non-existent medical center were linked to Niceta. Quote, is it absurd that a former social worker entrusted to protect children maliciously attempted to tear a family apart with false accusations against another public official? District Attorney John Kellner said in a statement. Her actions were spiteful, vindictive, and wasted numerous county resources. I believe her nefarious conduct warrants additional time in the Department of Corrections. Niceta's plea deal did not contemplate a stipulated sentence. She will be sentenced January 17th, 2025. Jerniski was awarded $3 million in a civil lawsuit against Niceta over the false child abuse claims. Although you're never going to see the $3 million. I mean, what are you going to do? Take away her cat trees? And as a person who has a lot of cats, I know I can't throw stones, but I at least, attempt to take care of them and do just about everything I can for them and my house to not smell as bad as it usually does with teen boys, teen girls, and a bunch of cats. I do attempt. But this woman is why parents fear CPS. Good parents, because there are vindictive, spiteful thunder cows who get drunk on power and think they can do anything. So if you look at them sideways, they will screw up your life. Just horrible, and I hope she stays in the clink. Well, in a story tailor-made for Sal, and only Sal, hopefully I can get away with showing this. But apparently a giant peen sculpture has been erected in a city square. It's been erected. I'm so 12. This just, and it lights up. Everyone's going to want a peen lamp at home. You just, rub it a bit, it turns on. It's kind of like the clapper. Don't take that idea. I need to present it to the, Shark Tank. Call it the artist's magnum opus. A sculpture of an enormous veiny phallus has been erected in a town square in Italy, outraging the online masses who seem to deem the colorful manhood monument disgusting and a piece of crap. Dubbed Tulsi na Costa Grande, you're the big thing. This is hilarious. The 39-foot leaning tower of Peen sprung up recently at the Piazza Municipale or Municipolio. Look, I can't speak Italian. I swear to goodness. Uh, in Naples, Italy, Jam Press reported. It's circumcised. I didn't think Europeans went for that as well. And welcome, Baker Raiders. Just can't. Stunned tourists gathered around the peen to snap photos of the not safe for work art, which, you know what would make this better? Do we have giant googly eyes? Asking for a friend, because I think if we made it a friendly peen with big googly eyes, people would find it more fun. Not gonna lie. The rainbow-colored Nobelisk. Okay, thank you. Thank you, New York Post. I am dying. Was the brainchild of Gianto Pisi, who died 6 months ago in New York City at 83. He had peen on the brain, I guess. He devised, quote, the big thing as an interpretation of the iconic Pulcinella character who originated in the Commedia dell'arte, a popular form of Italian improv comedy based on stock characters in the 17th century. The icon, who was a fixture at Neapolitan puppet shows, puppet shows, has since become the emblem of Naples. Were they peen? I don't know. It's art, Marissa. I have no idea. That's why I said we need to add googly eyes. It looks even worse from afar. Oh my gosh, I hope they do a traveling tour. I could not wait to see exactly what happens when that comes to rural Indiana. Also, still, I would add googly eyes, not gonna lie. I don't know what a peen has to do with puppet shows. Not sure. Standing alongside the massive member are two giant hearts pierced by Cupid's arrow, which can be illuminated from within. Because nothing says romance like a giant dong with light up inflatables. You know, Pesce concocted the installation to express his gratitude toward these surroundings. Okay, if you get gratitude this way, I mean, I guess he is kind of giving them a standing ovation. Who knows? That brought both energy to his creative work and the people he loves, per a post on the late artist's Instagram page. However, gawkers on social media didn't share his enthusiasm over the penile piece, which notably replaced Michelangelo's Pistolitos Venere degli Strozzi installation the latter had perished in a fire. We got rid of Michelangelo and put up a cock. Oh my God, googly eyes and a fountain. We are bringing so much class. Let's see here. How Neapolitans can tolerate such a piece of crap is truly a mystery, said one critic, while another wrote, the name of the artwork is very apt considering it looks like a giant dildo. It's disgusting, nothing to do with art. That's my personal opinion. However, current mayor Gaetano Manfredi defended the artwork. Quote, initially, when I saw it, I thought what others have thought as well. Oh, they added leaves. Now it's fall festive. Like every woman will just throw a fall wreath on it and, be just fine. The politician argued, but the ideal of the work is a stylized representation of the relationship between Pulcinella and the heart of Neapolitans. Well, I mean, if something that big doesn't make its way to your heart, I don't know what happened. Manfredi claimed that the fact that the phallus was being discussed mean the work has achieved its goal. You know what? It made me laugh. Adding that he thought Pesce was one of the world's greatest artists. However, some might need to call a doctor because the phallus will reportedly stay up until December 19th. Yeah, nothing like the birth of our Lord and Savior and a giant peen. No, no, we're gonna put the nativity right next to the scrotum. That's what we're gonna do. No, it's gonna be totally great. It involves art and it'll be great. Just put the tiny baby Jesus over by the left ball, if you would. Thank you. Mary, do not stand too close to that thing. You have already done got knocked up once on a just what what in the hell is going on here? Oh my gosh, I can't. This broke me. Um, this is actually something I did not know could even happen because, I only got into breakdancing when I helped choreograph the Australian kangaroo hop, which I don't apologize for because it was awesome. A headspin hole. Man develops a scalp tumor after decades of breakdancing. Let's see. Researchers in Denmark have published a case report revealing an unexpected consequence to one of breakdancing's most iconic moves, the headspin. Breakdancing, or breaking as it's called by athletes, made its debut as an official sport in the 2024 Paris Olympics. Kangaroo hop, you'll always be in my heart. Breakers compete in battles judged on criteria like execution, musicality, originality, and technique. Although breaking is celebrated for its athleticism and creativity, it also comes with physical risks, including carpal tunnel syndrome and other nerve problems, as well as a condition known in the breaking community as headspin hole, an overuse injury that can affect the scalp. The condition typically begins with hair loss, but can't. Oh my God, we understand why Tim Pool wears a beanie. This is now my headcanon. This is total speculation. But Tim Pool wears a beanie because he went bald for breakdancing. Totally my headcanon now. Fanfic coming soon. Let's see here. In a case report published Thursday in a medical journal, BMJ, a man in his early 30s who had been breakdancing for nearly 20 years, was treated for a benign tumor that had grown for more than an inch thick. The condition, sometimes referred to as breakdancing bulge, is thought to be caused by repeated friction between the scalp and the floor during head spins, compounded by the pressure exerted during the move. Quote, we believe the condition results from repeated friction between the head and floor combined with weight-bearing nature of head spins accumulated over years of breakdancing, said Dr. Christian Bastrup Sortengard, a neurologist specialist in Rigshospitalet in Copenhagen. Baker, I have no idea how you say these words. Rigshospitalet in Copenhagen. The repetitive strain on the skull, scalp, and skin likely triggers inflammation, and over time, minor bleeding may lead to thickened skin and scar tissue, forming the characteristic bulge, Strongard said in a co-author of the case report treating the patient. Oh, this looks terrible. No, no, don't breakdance. Wear a beanie. I don't know, spin on a lazy Susan. Of course, that's how I would do it. I would use a lazy Susan, not gonna lie. The patient reported discomfort, soreness, and said he avoided public outings without a hat to conceal the bump. After surgeons removed the growth, the patient expressed relief. It's fine. It's nice to be able to go out in public without a cap or a hat. Many people tell me they didn't notice the bump anymore and that my head looks completely normal. Despite some awareness of the condition within the breaking community, medical literature on headspin hole remains limited, according to case reports. Users on Reddit's r B-boy community, an online forum for breakers, have discussed developing bald spots over time and shared tips like wearing padded beanies or adding gel pads under a hat while performing this maneuver. I mean, yeah, don't do that. Whatever it is, don't. In y'all, I would need bail money. Y'all, I would need bail money. I am just saying, if I went to a preschool and found out they'd been giving my kids sleepy stickers so they didn't have to deal with them, it would be Mo is the new black, or Orange is the New Black, Mo edition. It really would, because no chill, I am a honey badger mom, allegedly in Minecraft. The sticker makes me fall asleep. Preschoolers were given melatonin patches without permission at a preschool. That would be a hell no for me. Staff members at a primary school in Texas were recently placed on leave after putting so-called sleepy stickers on preschoolers during nap time. Officials said that the school in question, or officials at the school in question said this week, allegations came to light in late September after one of the children came home from school with a sticker to show the mom. The sticker was in the shape of a square with rounded edges and a pale purple background with a glow-in-the-dark looking design of a crescent moon along with a starry night. Now parents say the suspicions of various employees allegedly responsible are not enough. They want criminal charges filed. Hells yes. Let's see here. School officials said their own law enforcement apparatus is now on the case. I don't care what the school says. You let these people drug my children. You better get some outside authority to come in here, because I know what you're going to do. You're going to investigate yourself and find yourself not guilty. So we're going to bring in the cops on this one. Thank you so much, and gold star. A for effort, D for denied, and F for FU. This may be a reason I don't go to parent-teacher meetings all the time. One 4-year-old girl was the impetus for the crucial or ensuing scandal, the child's mother told Houston-based ABC affiliate KTRK. She said it was a sleeping sticker. The first mother of likely many soon-to-be aggrieved parents told the TV station. I asked, "Where did you get this?" And she said, "My teacher gives it to me for sleeping time." The first mother said her daughter told her other children in the same preschool class received the same sticker. The next day we went to the school, she told KTRK. We brought the evidence up there and filed a report. We did say we wanted to file criminal charges if this is something that is true. The little girl even spoke up for herself about the incident. The sticker makes me fall asleep, the 4-year-old told Houston-based CBS affiliate KHOU. Days and weeks passed. No criminal investigation appeared to be in the immediate offing. No, that is where I call the police. If the school looks like they're doing BFE, then you call the police. This is administrative, like, we'll get back to you and then we'll cover our own butt. Not to mention, melatonin is a medicine. It's a medicine without parental consent. I doubt any of these teachers have a medical license. These are little tiny humans. I mean, depending on the dosage of these sleepy, stickers, they could really hurt a kid. Ew. Just ew. And even more distressing, no other parents at Northgate Crossing Elementary School had been notified about the sleeping stickers, the mother said. So she took matters into her own hand, sending mass text messages about the stickers. Floodgates opened. More moms asked their kids about the stickers, and more confirmations came from 4-year-olds. Quote, I showed my 4-year-old, and she said, yeah, that's my sleeping sticker. A second mother told this news station, they're called Sleep Z Patch, and if you read the ingredients, it has a lot of things I've never heard of. The active ingredient in the patches appears to be melatonin, an over-the-counter dietary supplement commonly used as a sleep aid. The supplement is generally intended for adults. It is currently, quote, unclear whether melatonin supplements are safe for children. A third mother came forward and said she asked her 4-year-old son if he had also received a special sticker. He said, "Yes, I get a special sticker." I said, "What does it look like?" He said, "I can't get it right here on my I get it right here on my hand. It has storms with clouds, a star, and a moon." A third mom said she recently noticed a series of unfortunate changes in her son. "Every night, my son will come home. He's staying up, he's not sleeping." The first mom told the television station she noticed similar changes in her daughter as of late. "I felt bad because all the things she's going through make sense now." Parents were formally notified on Tuesday about the stickers, and at least 2 teachers and 2 paraprofessionals were suspended. Local media coverage has apparently proven instrumental in bringing the story to light. The school district publicly addressed the allegation in a statement provided to both outlets. Now, here, let me get my statement voice on. Spring ISD is aware of the allegations that 2 staff members at Northgate Crossing Elementary School allegedly administered sleeping supplements to students on September 24th. These staff members were immediately removed from the classroom and placed on administrative leave, pending an ongoing investigation by the Spring ISD Police Department. The district takes every allegation of educator misconduct seriously, and we will take all the necessary measures to ensure our students are educated in a safe, nurturing environment. Hells yes, old line read. This is when Mo pulls out the welder and we are turning the Ford Transit into a killdozer, okay? This is a hell no situation. And teachers, I'm going to give you a little PSA, and this is not asking for anyone to target you, harass you, but there are a lot of crazy honey badger moms you just pissed off, okay? And dads and grandmamas and aunties and uncles and cousins. Do not do this. Do not do this because maybe not all parents have the control. I mean, I know I joke about it, but I want, these people to actually be punished by a court of law. But there are some families and some families that will not do this. Shalom D, I do have a question for you because we covered this story. Is it okay to call them, let's see, teenage ninja Hasidic men? Is that kosher? I don't get this story. I don't understand why they were trying to go between mikvahs. I don't get it. But I wanted to make sure turtles were kosher and before I gave them a different nickname. Because chicken seems like a mean thing to say. Absolutely, Pranilla. Not only are you making them sleep there, which makes your job easier for you, you are also screwing up their circadian rhythm. These are things that you have. Let's take it into worst case scenario. You have a parent that doesn't handle stress well, doesn't handle when a toddler or a preschooler doesn't want to go to bed, doesn't have any idea, and maybe they lose control. You are setting these children, oh, good deal. Well, I'm a recovering Catholic, so it works. I love it. My mom just gave me a name I think she read out of a Harlequin novel, so at least I'm not Jasmine, because that was a real possibility, I was told. But you are setting children up to have these uncontrollable behaviors. The parents are like, what the heck is going on here? Are we feeding them more sugar? I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. And I like I said, y'all, unofficially, allegedly, if Mo were to go to, the dark side, this would be the case. Northgate Elementary Administration was notified by a parent that their child was giving a sleeping aid patch in the classroom by their teacher. Upon learning the allegation, we called our lawyers to make sure that we could cover our own asses. I mean, there's other stuff in there, but let's be honest, that's what it basically is. A lengthy accompanying letter by the Spring ISD Superintendent, Dr. Lupita Hinjosa, was provided to parents, guardian, and staff, a district spokesperson told Law and Crime. The news that a teacher allegedly gave a student, not a student, many students, melatonin is deeply troubling and absolutely unacceptable. Under no circumstances should any staff member ever administer medicine to a student without proper procedures in place. This behavior is a clear violation of our district policies and the trust we place in our educators. I want to be extremely clear. Spring ISD will not tolerate any actions that compromise the safety and well-being of our students and make us pay a payout. Just gross. The first mom says it all reeks of too little, too late. It took them 2 weeks and now they're finally saying something. All the parents are here. We want answers. Pull your kids out of that school if you can. Pull them, because it looks like the administration is circling wagons. You are not going to get the outcome you want, and just gross. As a person that loves carne asada, this is a sin. Police seize $500,000 of fentanyl concealed in carne asada beef at a California traffic stop. I mean, I wouldn't have thought to look in steak. I'm just saying. California officials have seized nearly $1.7 million worth of fentanyl this month in 2 traffic stops, including one where the illegal drug was concealed in raw beef, as you do. That would make your carne asada deadly. Yeah, don't eat that beef. I don't know how well they wrap that all in plastic wrap. The first stop occurred on October 3rd on Interstate 5 in Fresno County, where the Callaway Patrol found 11 pounds of fentanyl worth about $500,000. The drug was located inside multiple packages of carne asada stored in a cooler, according to California Governor Gavin Newsom's office. Officers arrested a Washington suspect who is now booked in Fresno County Jail. The next day, patrol officers seized around 120,000 fentanyl-laced pills worth $1.2 million during a Merced County traffic stop on Interstate 5. Officers also recovered 2 force multipliers and arrested 2 Washington residents to face multiple felony charges. Throughout the state, California continues the tough work to get deadly and illegal drugs off our streets. I'm proud of the efforts by CHIP officers here to keep the community safe and drug peddlers accountable. So there you go. Do not try to hide rugs in beef. They will find it. They will smell it. I don't know why I should have to say that. In our final story, trash pandas unite. It is a gathering. It is a coven of trash pandas. A Washington state woman calls 911 after being hounded by up to 100 raccoons. I mean, I'd kind of be okay with it because I love trash pandas. The cats don't. The cats will, when it's nice enough to just open the windows, they will protect our garbage cans by pretending they could possibly get outside to kick the raccoon's ass. Sheriff's deputies in Washington's Kitsap County frequently get calls about animals loose, livestock, and dog problems, but the 911 call they received recently from a woman being hounded by a dozen raccoons swarming her home near Polswabo stood out. The woman reported having fled her property after 50 to 100 raccoons descended upon it and were acting aggressively, said Kevin McCarthy, a spokesperson for the sheriff's office. She told the deputy she started feeding a family of raccoons decades ago, and it was fine until about 6 weeks ago, when the number of showing up went from a handful to about 100. She said those raccoons were becoming increasingly more aggressive, demanding food, and that they would hound her day and night, scratching at the outside of her home at her door. And if she pulled up to her car, they would surround her and scratch at the car, and surround her if she went from the front door to her car or went outside at all. They saw this as a food source now, so they kept coming back and expected food. It is not clear what caused the numbers to balloon suddenly. Both the Sheriff's Office and Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife determined no laws were broken. This is a nuisance problem, kind of her own making, that she has to deal with, he said. Video from the sheriff's office shows raccoons milling around the trees, and deputies who responded to the call observed 50 to 100 of them. Bridget Meyer, a spokesperson with the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife, said by email that under state law, it is illegal to feed large carnivores such as bears or cougars. While municipalities or counties may have local statutes forbidding the feeding of wildlife, it is currently not against the law to do so. Regardless, the agency discourages people from feeding wildlife. Raccoons, for example, can carry diseases, and food can attract predators such as coyotes and bears. Meyer said the wildlife conflict specialist has met with a woman who has stopped feeding the critters. The raccoons appear to have started dispersing now that they're no longer being fed. We are glad for this positive outcome. This particular town is about a 90-minute car ride and ferry ride northwest of Seattle. So there you go. Maybe just put the giant peen statue out there. Maybe it would be a scarecrow and a lawn ornament. Mice are terrible. Mice are terrible, and we can't, just move. I still say we bring the peen statue over, and it just terrifies everyone. Fedorowski, you just made my day. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. If I don't see you again, I will be doing the Sarah Boone Boozy Finish the Interrogation stream at 1 p.m. I will have picked up my children, so I do have Diet Dr. Pepper and some, mama juice, so we are good to go. I will in no way be getting as drunk as Sarah, though, because holy God, that woman could function at like a 0.20. Let's be real. Also, don't forget, tomorrow is Legal Shenanigans Theater at 3 p.m. We will be continuing with Daryl Brooks, who is King Douche McDoucheface. But we get to make fun of him and really, I think, represent a lot of things. We kind of go off topic. So if you want a fun mix of mystery science theater and interrogations where we don't talk about the Reed method or body language, that is your choice for 3 p.m. Have a great... I'm bringing the chalkboard up. We are bringing the Venn diagram of exactly how Sarah drinks. We are bringing that back. She can't drink. She won't drink. She could want to drink. Mad Dog 2020 all the way. Bye, you guys.